What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Premium Picks. Tonight, we're going to give you our final picks for UFC Fight Night, Holm versus Bueno Silva. If you're looking for full detailed breakdowns, earlier in the week, we gave you our breakdowns and our early picks. This is our final predictions, final bets. Let's get right into this card. Let's do it. They've changed the order. So first fight of the night, we got Ashley Evans-Smith versus Aylin Perez. For me, nothing's really changed. I like the over, and I like Aylin Perez to get the win. I wouldn't be going crazy betting-wise. I have Perez on a ticket or two, but I wouldn't go crazy. What do you think?
A lot of money came on her this week. She's like a minus 210 favorite now. But like Ashley Evans-Smith, they can't put any money on. I don't know what the hell it's going to come in, which version of her is going to come in or whatever. So yeah, Aylin Smith probably by decision. Plus 150. That's not too bad.
All right, moving on. We got Carl Deaton versus Alex Munoz. Nothing's changed for me. I still got Alex. I think for him to win, he's probably going to make it boring. He's going to grind him out, use his wrestling. So I got Alex by decision. I have him on a couple of small parlays. Honestly, this whole card feels like a singles card. I wouldn't be throwing out 10-leg parlays out here. There's a lot of busters out there. It wouldn't shock me if Carl knocked him out, maybe if he got lucky. But I do think Alex wins by decision using his wrestling. What do you think?
Yeah, I think he grinds him out. Alex by decision, plus 140. The over is not too terrible either. It's like minus 240, minus 250. So that's where I'm at with that. Pretty cut and dry.
All right, moving on. We got Tyson Nam versus newcomer Azat Maksum. 16-0, a lot of hype around him. He's a minus 400 favorite. For me, it's a pass. I'm not putting minus 400 on my ticket. Should he win? Absolutely. If you want me to pick a winner, I'll pick him to win. But if he loses, he's probably getting knocked out. Tyson Nam does possess power. If he's lucky, he might score a lucky knockout, plus 650 for that prop. But the fight's a pass for me. What do you think?
Well, Maksum looks like he's like on the regional circuit, and all the tape I watched, he's like a finisher. Like, he goes for it, blah, 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 blah. But in my experience, when a finisher comes from the regional circuit, like a Mokaev and stuff like that, eventually when the competition gets a little bit better, they go to decision. Tyson Nam, aside from his last fight where he did actually get knocked out, has been notorious for his durability and, staying in fights. So a plus 200 is not a bad look on Azat. It takes a minus 400 to a plus 200 for a decision. Bank on Nam just being durable because he's not going to win a volume fight and he doesn't get taken down. So I don't know. Is this guy knock him out? Like most of the guy's wins he has to control, and no one really controls Tyson Nam in the grappling realm. So decision plus 200 is pretty good for a guy that you probably wins 90% of the time. So,
all right, there's a good prop for you. Moving on, we got Gennaro Valdez versus Evan Elder. I got Evan Elder just being a bit more well-rounded, a bit stronger, but he's not really making my tickets, I don't think. What do you think?
Well, I was on Valdez there. Thought it was a good dog shot. Looked at a little bit more tape. I mean, he's very raw. Elder should be better everywhere, but minus 300 is gross. I don't think this is going to a decision, so there's unlike the other fight, the Azmat fight, there's no durability issues on both sides. So, and I'm not betting minus 160 for an inside the distance for Evan Elder. So for me, it's a pass altogether.
All right, moving on. We got what I think should be one of the funner prelims. We got Austin Lingo versus Melkazel Costa. My early prediction was Costa to win. I'm not so confident in that anymore. I do like Lingo's chances here. I'm not sure what the odds are sitting at right now, but I think if Lingo grows to a big dog, I think I would stab the dog. It might be a dog or pass play here. Do you have the up-to-date odds there?
Yeah, which ones do you want? Just the regular Austin Lingo?
What's Lingo's money line?
Plus 175. That's actually like plus $45 from when we originally aired our first episode. So
I think Lingo's got a real shot here. I don't think Costa's the greatest wrestler. I mean, I think if he gets him down, of course, he's got the chance for the sub. He's live. I'm gonna pass, but if the line grows, I think Lingo's definitely live. What do you think?
I think Lingo's live. I wish he was a little bit more well-rounded in the striking realm, like he used more kicks, but it's like boxing centric, right? So Costa, based on the tape that I watched after we filmed, like he should have a grappling edge here and all those edges that we think, but like his fight IQ seems off. Like he's willing to stand with guys when he shouldn't and stuff like that. So gives Lingo a chance. So if Lingo wins, I don't think it's going to be by volume. I think it's going to be by knockout or finish, right? So Lingo by finish is plus 400. That's pretty good. That's why I like that one. If you're going to take a dog shot at me, I don't think he wins a decision.
Yeah, as far as he's saying he'd like to see a mix of strikes up more, I don't know if throwing kicks is the best idea here because he wants to keep this standing, right? So maybe
I guess, but like you said, the guy's takedowns aren't the best. So like, is throwing kicks, you gonna really catch him and take him down? I mean, I feel like he has to tire out Lingo. Like I feel like the takedown defense is good once the gas tank's good, and once the gas tank isn't good, that's when he's susceptible to like. And now is Costa that smart? I don't feel like he's that smart. That's all. I just don't feel like he's that smart. That's all.
yeah, fair enough. Moving on, we got Estela Nunes versus Victoria Dudakova. We were like all saying, don't play this fight. Mad red flags on Dudakova. I mean, and that still holds true. I did watch more tape on her, though. I do feel a bit more confident that she should get this done, but I'm still not playing it. For me, it's another pass for me, but I will pick Dudakova for the purpose of picking a winner, but I'm not playing it. What do you think?
Line tightened hard, right? Now it's like almost just minus 200. Nunes is like a gasser in a women's division, so it's weird, right? So like, I mean, Dudakova live might be the bet. 8 times out of 10, Nunes is going to win round one here. I think she might even drop her, but then she always gets grapple fucked for the other 2 rounds and loses the fucking fight. So yeah, I mean, I'm passing, but if Dudakova is a nice big juicy dog after round one, she has the grappling chops to win this fight in 2 rounds afterwards. So just a thought.
Right. Yeah, not a bad idea at all. Moving on, the last prelim of the night, fun fight. We got Tucker Lutz versus Melsik Baghdasaryan. I have not flipped at all. I still like Melsik. Of course, we're all going to have that thought in our head of him whooping his ass like he was doing to Kulabau, and then he got taken down. Well, he didn't even really get taken down. He slipped and then got submitted. So that will be fresh in our minds. But I don't even think Tucker Lutz is that quick of a submission guy. So I like Melsik all day here. Probably over. I don't think he's gonna like viciously headshot KO him in the first round or something, but I just think he's gonna hit him with hard shots throughout, rack up the points, and beat him up. So I do have Melsik in a couple of parlays. But once again, there's so many busters on this card. I wouldn't even go parlay crazy, but I like Melsik to get it done. I do have him on a couple tickets. What do you think?
Yeah, minus 160, line tightened hard. I still like him. Like you said, it was a slip. It was a scramble. He got Kulabau, got him on that rear naked there. Is Tucker Lutz really going to get him on a scramble? Because, to be honest, the takedown defense checked out there a little bit in that instant, up to that point until all that shit went down, right? So it's not like he wasn't getting manhandled or mauled on the ground or anything like that. So I feel like he's like, a lot of people are saying that the grappling edge for Tucker Lutz is larger than the striking edge. I don't know how the fuck you say that. That's not even true. I don't see how that's true. A generalist like Tucker Lutz on the feed, he is a decent grappler, mind you, but like Melsik Baghdasaryan is a fucking ex-professional kickboxer, if I'm not mistaken, right? So I feel like the gap on the feet is way bigger. Way bigger. At least I feel that. Whatever. I mean,
No, I think the guy's a fucking killer, man. He's a
right.
stone cold killer.
I think it might go to decision. Tucker Lutz is kind of, but then didn't he get stopped by Pineda last time?
Oh yeah.
Fuck. So you never know. And Melsik is better than Pineda in my eyes, by far, right? So
Better striker. He doesn't have the grappling. Better
yeah,
striker.
yeah, maybe Pineda's a little bit more, but he has a better.
I think it's gonna be a fun fight.
Yeah, but and you can't even doubt Melsik's fucking gas tank either, right? Like he knocked that guy out in the third round few fights ago. So I mean the power carries through. So I'm on this side. I know the rest of the world's on Tucker Lutz, but I'm with you on Melsick.
Tucker Lutz is shit, man. I don't know why.
I don't know. The rest of like everything I've listened to all week is Tucker Lutz, right? So, like, people commenting, I think Tucker Lutz. I get it, but no, I see your point of view, and I don't discount other people's points of views because that's not how this goes, right? But the gap of the grappling gap versus the striking gap, I think it's,
we'll see. We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the main card. Before we start, remember, like and subscribe. We appreciate it. Main card, here we go. Terrence McKinney versus Nunes Sadykhov. This line is pretty much a pick-em. Very, very even odds. Classic Terrence McKinney fight. You know it's not going to go long. They're both big punchers. They're both big finishers. There's absolutely a world where McKinney finishes him in the first round. It's possible. But I like Sadykhov's toughness, his durability, his power. I think maybe he loses the first round, maybe. Or he catches him late in the first, or he catches him in the second. I got Sadykhov. I like the fight not to go the distance, but it's like -400. I think under 2.5 was like -265 earlier. So that I like that. Under 2.5 rounds, -265.
They changed. That's jacked to -425 now.
Under 2.5?
Yeah.
Damn. Because I know I hit it on one of my tickets like this morning, and I'm pretty sure it was not that high.
Yeah, it is. It's that high now, but to be honest with you, on that same point, I still like under 1.5. To be honest with you, I mean, one Terrence McKinney fight has gone past that in his entire fucking career, right? And you know what? Like, and you're saying, oh, you like Sadykhov's durability. I like neither durability on neither side because they're both chinny. I've seen Sadykhov was chinny, and he in his last fight. So he got rocked. McKinney gets rocked all the time. He has like 4 minutes of cardio. If I'm giving him a little bit extra too, so under 1.5 is probably your safest bet at -190. I can't lay. I feel like the fight's a pass, but to make money on this card, you have to pick one of these crazy fights, right? So I side with Sadykhov. I feel like he's the more well-rounded fighter, but both these guys have durability issues.
Well, I think whoever you pick them to finish anyways for the
extra. Oh yeah, man, not a fucking chance. This will not see a decision. I'm a decision guy, and you know it. I love my overs, but not this one.
All right, it'll be fun while it lasts, and it's always fun to see McKinney get KO'd. So we'll see what happens. Moving on, we got Norma Dumont versus Chelsea Chandler. This fight is really tough for me. It's going to be a pass because I don't have confidence in either of them. I could see Chandler pulling off the upset, but she's not a big enough dog for me to want to pick her. So, like, to me, it's just a pass. That they're both underwhelming. Most likely, it's going to go over. If there's a finish, I would guess it's Chandler KOing her, like ground and pounding her, maybe. Like I don't know. But regardless, I like the over. Fight's a pass. Women's fight. Don't play big here. What do you think?
I flipped. I like Norma. I looked at it. I got caught up in the Chelsea Chandler hype. She only beat Yulia Stoliarenko. We think she fights next week on the next week's card against Molly McCann. And I hold Molly McCann like here on the ranking scale. And I still think Molly's going to fucking kick her ass. So, yeah, now I look back at it. That was a hype train fight for Chandler. Norma's fought some good competition. Aspen Ladd. She fought Felicia Spencer, who actually fought Nunes for a fucking championship. She's fought who'd she fight last time? Carol Rosa. You know what I mean? So, like, right there, that's way more than Chelsea Chandler's ever fucking touched, right? And the line is tightened to where Norma's sitting at 138, -138 on Bet365. You're getting a girl with way more expertise. You're getting Chelsea Chandler's the hype train. Don't bet on hype trains. I flipped. I like the odds on Norma. I'm playing Norma. It's in some level. Yeah, I like the odds. It's just based on odds. And
right. The experience. Huge experience difference.
Yeah, it's big Norm, man. I'm going with big Norm.
Big booty Norm.
Big booty Norm.
All All right, moving on. We got Albert Duraev versus Jun Young Park. I think this has potential to be extremely boring, but I haven't flipped. I like the dog here. I like Duraev to get it done. I think Park's probably a little bit better striker, like volume wise, but I think that Albert will close the distance, kind of grind on him on the cage, eventually get the takedown, and just kind of be on top and win a boring over. A very boring decision is what I see coming here. Park does his best work usually when he can get on top of you and he can strangle you or work his ground game, but I don't think he's going to be the one on top. So I got Duraev as the underdog. Not going huge, but I have him on a couple small tickets. What do you think?
Yeah, so I thought Park was going to be the controller of the fight, and I still think he might win. I really do still think he might win. But this is a pure odds play, though, because, like, again, I agree with you here. I think it's a big fat over on this, and I feel like it's going to the decision. And I hate holding minus money on decisions, so I feel like Duraev is the right odds play for this fight. I can see Park pulling it off. I can, but the right play, if you're going to play, is to go with Duraev. It's the money play in a close fight, right?
Yeah. All right, moving on. I think we got the banger of the card here. We got Atman Azaittar versus Francisco Prado, 13-1 versus 11-1, both with a ton of KOs. Ottman's got to redeem himself. Obviously, he got chinned last fight versus Matt Frivola. And honestly, I don't think he's going to change a thing. I still think he's going to come in, walk straight at you, throwing power punches. I love watching it. And I mean, of course, he can punch anyone's lights out. It's strange. His technique's not even great, but obviously he hits like a truck because everybody seems to go down when he hits you. But when I was looking through his wins, if you click on like all his last 6-7 knockout, all his wins, they're all over guys with terrible records, like terrible record after terrible record after terrible record. So I'm going to go with the young kid here. It's risky, very, very risky. I don't fault anyone for whatever side you're on. I'm going to take the kid, Francisco Prado, to hopefully have a chin that can hold up and land his shot and put Ottman down. But on like full disclosure, anyone can knock the other out here. This is going to be very fun. Take the under, take by knockout. Any of those. It's going to be a knockout. It's going to be under. Give me Prado. Funnest fight of the night for me, probably. What do you think?
I think the under 1.5 at minus 160 is a steal in this fight because I don't see Ottman getting past the 4-minute mark of the first round because that's usually where he fucking starts to fall. You know, he's a killer be killed guy, and he didn't even look like he wanted to be there against Frivola. So, he needs to come back. I'm going to stick with Ottman because he's got the more extensive resume. And what I saw from Prado is that he can be controlled. So, but the under 1.5 is where I'm going to put my stamp on this. That's where I put my stamp on this fight.
Hey, it's going to be fucking violent, man. It's going to be a good one.
For as long as it lasts, right?
All right, moving on. We got a very, very short notice co-main event. Came out of nowhere. They just got bumped to the co-main. We got fan favorite Jack Della Maddalena versus Basil Hafez. This fight literally came out of nowhere, and I think the only reason it's in the co-main is because they're doing Jack a favor here. I mean, he's had 2 opponent changes in the last 2 weeks. The only red flag really is he's had to cut weight 2 weeks in a row, so obviously that's a little bit concerning. But you'd have to think there's no way they're accepting this fight short notice unless they knew that, hey, like, he should smoke this guy. They're not going to accept a a high risk, low reward fight because there's no reward for beating this newcomer here. Like, it's not really going to plummet him up the rankings. I don't think it's going to even move him in the rankings. So it is an extremely high risk, extremely low reward fight for him. So I'm going to say that they must know something. They know that this is going to be another Jack knockout, probably very quickly, probably under 1.5. But right now, there's not even any props for it. There's props for every fight except this fight. At least that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Jack at minus 600. So I'll wait and see what his KO prop is, and I'll probably throw him in a parlay or two. But give me Jack by knockout. What do you think?
Jack rolls. I mean, I listened to the other guy talk, and whatever. I looked at a few things. I didn't have much time to prepare for him. Jack should roll. They're putting him in a spot to roll. They want him to roll because he's the co-main event of this event now. The under 2.5 is -650. The under 1.5 is -205. Juiced to the tits. I'm watching on a Bet365 right now. But honestly, what's safer? Under 2.5 or Jack at -600? He could slip on a banana peel or blow out his ACL. You get the same odds for the under 2.5 because that's going to happen. So, like, the only thing I'm scared of is the 2 weight cuts, and he tries to finish this Basil guy, and he just doesn't go down, and then Jack gasses that way. That's the only thing that scares me. It's the only thing. Other than that, I think he rolls all over it.
It's just the other guy's not even dangerous. You go through his record. He's not.
Yeah,
dangerous.
I know, but it's just the double weight cut, and then Jack's like, I got this guy. It's more about Jack not taking the other guy seriously enough, rather than Jack not being the better fighter. Kind of like Amanda Nunes, Julia, and Pena #1. The Amanda Nunes not taking Pena seriously enough. You know what I mean? And the guy just turns out to be slightly tough. Pena's not a finisher either. Don't get me fucking wrong. Started on that one, but like it's just, I feel like it's the same situation, right? It's the only thing that can go wrong. Jack's the better guy.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw it last weekend with Jalen Turner. When you're gassed and your cardio is gone, if you're shot, you're shot.
Right. So I just don't want to fucking bust his wad and then not be able to finish, right? So that's the only thing. Other than that, that's the only concern I have, right? So, and I hate -600 throwing it into a fucking parlay and just busting me. Fucking Robert Whitaker busted me last week for $1 gazillion, right? I would have had a massive, massive week.
Buddy, I told all the guys on that first video, Dreykus has a chance to chin Robert Whitaker. I got so much shit in the comments, and I'm like, okay, guys, I'm sorry.
No, you're right. I just thought it was like I took the more well-rounded fighter, right? You know what I mean? And 9 times out of 10, Robert would win that fight, right? And this was the 9th time. And it so sucks that when you get that one massive favor that you think is and then you hit on the other things, and that's the thing that cost you last week. I did okay, but I wanted to do more than okay. And Robert Whitaker would have put me like 1.5K up, right? So what can I say?
All right, moving on. We got the main event. We got Holm versus Mayra Bueno Silva. Obviously, if you saw the first video, you already know that I'm not a Holm fan, but I also gave Mayra too much praise. The fact is, Mayra Bueno Silva is smaller. She's slower. The submissions that has been catching are like very low. Like she's not going to be scoring no knee bars on Holm. So you know what? Like I get it. I was biased as a Holm hater. So I think for me, the best bet for me that I like is Holm over 1.5. It's a 5-round fight. She doesn't finish people quick. She's a -180 favorite. Holm over 1.5 is -120. So I have that on a few tickets. So yeah, give me Holm over 1.5. And if I lose that bet, I will be happy because I do not like Holm. But I think that is the pick here. I think she will be able to outmuscle her and be on top. And if she's on top, she shouldn't get subbed. So she should be good. What do you think?
Nothing changed. Holm by decision. She's not a finisher, but I can see Mayra Bueno Silva gassing out in round 4 or 5, right? And then Holly just putting on the volume, whichever way she wants to. So like I can see that happening. So your 1.5 is to your 1.5 on the money line with that as an SGP. I might even tease it up to 2.5 and add Holly on that because I do think it goes at least 3 rounds. And if she's going to get finished, it'll be 4 or 5. Because I've seen Bueno Silva go 3 rounds, pretty tough 3 rounds against Manon Fiorot, and you know she stood up to her. She got out fucked by Manon, who's a French kickboxer. Took her down 2 times, right? So
I actually think Manon would beat Holm at this point.
Manon's a better fight, like a more people don't give Manon enough credit for her ground game. So I think she's a better fighter overall. But that's a debate for another day. But yeah, Holm rolls here. I think she rolls here.
One really cool thing I did see today, actually, on SureDog, there's a new Mayra Bueno Silva interview on there. And she actually says she wants to knock out Holly Holm. She goes, I'm going to knock her out. I'm not going for the submission. I'm going for the knockout. And she goes, nobody wants to watch Holly Holm fight for the vacant title. She goes, nobody wants to watch Holly Holm. Nobody wants to watch Raquel Pennington. I'm going to knock out Holly Holm. And I love that. I was like, all right. Because you know me, I don't like Holly Holm. So I did like that interview. Sorry, I just spat that. I did like that interview. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, Holly over 1.5. And if she loses, I'm a happy guy.
What are you gonna do, man? I feel like she's the better fighter. We predict fights, so I'm not gonna go out based on Myra's fucking interview.
Of course, 100%. Okay, guys, those are the final picks. In a minute, we're gonna play our chart that we always show you guys. We're gonna show you a couple of small parlays that I already played. In all honesty, like this is not the best card for betting. There's a lot of parlay busters here because there's so many fights that could go either way. So don't be playing no 4, 5, 6, 7 leggers. Somebody's going to bust you. This is probably the kind of card where you play a bunch of singles. You play a bunch of singles, you win 6 out of 8, and you're going to be up. But you play parlays, you're playing with fire here. As always, like and subscribe. We appreciate it. And we will break down the next card Sunday. See you all soon. Have a good one.